If Donald Trump does many more favors for American agriculture, there may not be any American agriculture by the time he leaves office. Hey guys, my name's Will, your favorite rural campaign and elections expert, and let's talk about it. Did you ever wonder what happens when you elect a grown man as president who thinks there's a large faucet in Northern California that you can turn on to put out the fires in Southern California? Well, if you ever wondered, we found out last week exactly what happens. And guess what? It's not good for American agriculture. For those of you that may have missed the story, last week, President Trump came on to Truth Social to brag about the fact that he had sent the military into California to open up the magical faucet that was going to allow water to flow into the agricultural areas of California and Los Angeles in order to put out the fires there. He said, quote, "The water is flowing in California," and went on to say that it's headed to farmers around the state and to Los Angeles. There are only two small problems with the president's claim. Number one, there's no way to get the water to Los Angeles. And number two, he's releasing water to farmers during the wet season in California when they don't need it. Unfortunately for California, 2.2 billion gallons had been released from the reserves before the local cities downstream and the California Department of Agriculture could notify the President of the United States that his water wasn't needed and that it would be detrimental in the summer when it was needed. The other thing that the president didn't know, and apparently neither did his Secretary of Agriculture, is that the state of California already has a water program in place that moves water from Northern California to Southern California. And guess what? The two lakes that President Trump had them drain water from don't connect to this system to move water from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. All of the water that the president had released goes downstream to two cities that were in danger of being flooded. And those cities frantically reached out to the Army Corps of Engineers and said, "Turn off the water." Now, Republican farmers and ranchers, I want you to listen to what I'm about to say, because you know what I'm about to say is true, and you can't argue the point with me. This thing that the president did, this release of water when it was not needed into an area where it was not needed, is going to be critically harmful to the Central Valley of California this summer when drought occurs. Now, the farmers and ranchers of the Central Valley may get lucky. There may be enough snowmelt and there may be enough additional rain that the 2.2 billion gallons of water that were needlessly wasted could be replaced before the dry season. But would you want to bank on that as a farmer and rancher? I wouldn't. Farmers and ranchers, in the end, how many free passes are we going to give this president? How many times are we going to allow him to fumble the ball at our expense, costing us billions of dollars, costing us small family farms, costing us an organized approach to the future of agriculture? And all of this water nonsense is happening in an environment where he's applying tariffs that are going to be absolutely detrimental to American agriculture, increasing the cost of our inputs and decreasing the profits we make on our outputs. In the end, all I'm asking you to do is to apply the same level of competence to the president that you would apply to any official elected at your state or local level. And you know that if a local or state official did the same thing the president did in California, you wouldn't give them a pass. We're well past the point where we can make the argument that the president's incompetence in the area of agriculture hasn't cost us billions of dollars and won't cost us billions of dollars. And that's the line we've crossed. Are we going to take control of our own future and hold the president accountable going forward? That's a question only Republican farmers and ranchers can answer. My name's Will. That's the news from the Back 40, and I hope you have a great day.